going on, guys? Hello, Christian. I'm going to be focusing on the Gettysburg Address by Abraham Lincoln, which started off with 407 years ago, which is one of the most famous intros to a speech ever given, especially in the U.S. Alright, so a couple things real quick. The main point of his speech was to reconnect the country towards one purpose. That's the main thing. Some other little points in there, but that's like his pieces of the speech. And what I'm going to be talking about was why Abraham Lincoln was in Gettysburg is the first point, why he was giving this speech, then who his speech was helping during the time, how it helped during the time, and how his ideas are still around today and why we should still look at this speech and listen to this speech and analyze this speech today. So background real quick, when it happened, it was November 19th, 1863 in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It was at a ceremony, the dedication of Soldiers National Cemetery at the Gettysburg Battlegrounds. Abraham Lincoln gave it. Fun fact, he was not the main speaker of the ceremony. It was actually Edward Everett who spoke for 2 hours. Abraham Lincoln was like the warm-up, basically, the opening act, as you will, of the ceremony. Abe Lincoln only spoke for 2 minutes. The whole Gettysburg Address, one of the most famous speeches ever, lasted 2 minutes. So it just goes to show you don't need long speeches to have a lasting impact. So some more background on Abe Lincoln. He was President of the United States, as we know, the 16th President of the United States to be exact. He was president during the Civil War and president for just a couple days after the Civil War because he was assassinated 6 days after the Civil War ended. He had 2 terms. A lot of people don't know because his second term was like a couple weeks long because he was assassinated into that second term also. And the reason why they're in Gettysburg in the first place was because the battle that went on during the Civil War between the Confederates and Union at Gettysburg is supposed to be the turning point of the war because it was the first major win for the Union to push the Confederates back into the South. And the reason why it's so significant also is because 51,000 people in the war either died, were injured, or just missing. So it's a major battle in the Civil War. So what his speech, or what he was addressing in the speech, was he started off with that famous intro that everyone knows, and he mentions the Declaration of Independence because he mentions it because in the Declaration of Independence it says all men are created equal, but at the time not everyone was created equal because there was still slavery going on. So he was trying to unify the nation on the one goal for democracy, on what they were fighting for, that we all went to America for the same reason, and it was to get democracy so everyone has a say, and no, not everyone was having a say. Just few people were. He addressed a little bit why they're in Gettysburg doing the ceremony, that it was a major battle, but in the speech he mentions that they really shouldn't have a ceremony. Like, he didn't say they don't need it, but he said it's not a big deal because the battle is going to remember itself. 51,000 people dying is going to remember itself. That's going to go down in history books. It's not going to be forgotten. They don't need a giant ceremony there. And one key point that I found during his speech was the language he was using. He was using words like us and nation, which are really unifying words, trying to bring people together. This is big because at the time we weren't a nation at all. We're Union and Confederates, North, South, states, Providence, whatever it is. But we weren't a nation. No one was considering us a nation. And using the words us, again, just bringing the people together. The people in the crowd was a mix of everyone. It was a mix between North, South, government officials, just civilians in the town of Gettysburg. They didn't have TVs back then, so what they wanted to do was go watch Abraham Lincoln give a speech at Gettysburg. So people would travel. So it really brought the crowd together. There's some stuff out there that says no one really liked the speech because how short it was, but it was interrupted 3 times for applause, so people liked it, unlike Edward Everett, who spoke for 2 hours. So why we care about this speech is because the main point from his speech about trying to bring the nation together, we need to use that idea still today. It's very important. I feel like before coronavirus thing happened, we weren't together as a nation. We're being separated with the government on who to vote for. Racism still happening. I think the main points from the speech we could still be used today, such as the soldiers not dying for no reason. He mentions that they need to die for a purpose, and that purpose is to bring the nation together. People like Martin Luther King dying, his death was for a reason, is to get African Americans rights, and he died for what he believed in, and people are still dying today for what they believe in America, and things aren't changing. So we need to make sure that their deaths aren't for no reason, and we need to use major events that happen to us to unify us as a nation, because we weren't unified before. I feel like you could see not segregation, but different ideas and beliefs all over wherever you look. Social media, if you just go talk to your friends, walk down the street, you're going to meet people with different ideas about things that are major that we should be agreeing on. And he was trying to bring about positivity in the face of sadness, which is another big thing that we need right now. A lot of sadness going on, a lot of deaths. But again, we need to try and find the positive in this. I feel like right now as a nation, we're pretty unified at this time. Hopefully it stays like this after everyone's coming together to support each other, supporting each other in the times of needs. It is big. Hopefully we could continue to do this after. So it's my speech on the Gettysburg Address and why it is still important today. Thank you.